Tonight on Paper Highlighter, the 90-day universe is on fire, and the fandom is ripping itself in half. First up, that one line from Jasmine, "If I cannot re-enter, I will lose my daughter," has fans asking the question the tell-all never touched. What about your sons in Panama? Is she a heartbroken mom trapped by immigration, or a messy queen rewriting history on national TV? We're pulling receipts, legal theories, and the wildest fan takes. Meanwhile, Tigerlily is out here trying to cancel TLC's golden couple, Loren and Alexei, demanding they be fired, while she and Adnan quietly vanish from the tell-all. Was she pushed out over politics, religion, and that IOF leftovers jab? Or did she blow up her own bag trying to take down the network's favorites? Then Darcey Silva walks into the reunion serving Jessica Rabbit in a pressure cooker, and the internet loses its mind. The posture, the dress, the memes about her needing to lean back just to stay upright. We're breaking down how one outfit hijacked the entire tell-all conversation. Next, buckle up for the podcast extended universe. Loren and Libby's friendship goes nuclear with leaked texts, gaslighting accusations, Yara and Jovi stirring the pot, while Andrei is in the background challenging half the cast to go outside and fight. Is Elizabeth his ride or die, or just exhausted from living with the full-time caveman? Fans are choosing sides, and it's ugly. And finally, Khloe walks into the bathroom, spots earrings that aren't hers, and suddenly all those trust issues with Johnny explode back to the surface. Private investigators, Florida birthdays with other women, mystery jewelry. Did she just catch him red-handed, or is the fandom jumping the gun? If you love messy receipts, screaming comment sections, and way too much drama for a Sunday night, hit like, tap subscribe, smash that notification bell, and tonight's first deep dive is Jasmine versus the internet. I will lose my daughter and the sons she left behind. What if I told you the loudest moment of the tell-all wasn't the screaming, the accusations, or even the flying shoes, but a single sentence that blew up the entire fandom? Tonight, we're diving into the Jasmine meltdown heard around the world. The moment she said, "If I cannot re-enter, I will lose my daughter," and instantly triggered a tidal wave of backlash, confusion, and downright fury across social media. Cut to the tell-all couch. Bright lights, tension thick enough to slice with a credit card. Jasmine is seated in a blazing red dress, gesturing with the kind of emotional intensity only she can bring, while Gino sits beside her, stiff as a statue, staring forward like a man who has spent 3 seasons living inside the longest argument. When Jasmine's voice cracks and she whispers that she could lose Matilda if she can't re-enter the U.S., you can practically hear the studio suck in a breath. It's supposed to be one of those heart-clutching, sympathy-invoking moments, but instead, Facebook detonates. Because while Jasmine breaks down over the fear of losing one child, thousands of viewers are screaming into their phones the same question: "Girl, you already left 2 kids behind. Why are we not talking about that?" And what's shocking is that not a single person on that couch, not Sean Robinson, not the cast, not even Gino, brings it up. The silence from the set becomes the loudest part of the episode. Meanwhile, the fans, they say everything. One group slams her, calling her a hypocrite and accusing her of weaponizing motherhood only when it suits the storyline. They argue that she abandoned her sons in Panama and has barely mentioned them on camera since the early days of her storyline. These viewers think the tears are performance, the panic is selective, and the storyline is manipulative. But then another group hits back with a completely different narrative, one that flips the blame straight on to Gino. They claim he dropped the ball, forgot the children's paperwork, didn't file the right forms, or even led Jasmine to believe her sons were included in her K-1 visa process. Some comment threads accuse him of dragging his feet intentionally because he didn't want the financial responsibility of bringing her boys to Michigan. Suddenly, Jasmine isn't an abandoning mom. She's a woman trapped in the immigration system, misled by her husband, and stuck in a legal labyrinth she didn't fully understand. But the story fractures further. Another faction argues Jasmine never had full custody of the boys, that Panama's laws prevented her from removing them from the country without the father's permission. This camp claims she may have tried but couldn't legally bring them, and the show avoided the topic because of legal red tape. And in a twist that only 90 Day Fiancé could deliver, even that narrative isn't universally accepted. The comments splinter into dozens of theories. Why doesn't she ever talk about the boys on TV? Are the fathers blocking filming? Did TLC tell her to avoid mentioning them to keep the focus on Matilda? Did Gino resist becoming a full stepfather? Is the immigration timeline worse than anyone realizes? Then another layer forms, the emotional one. Some fans say Jasmine is manipulating the audience, playing the victim, and leaning into a storyline built on strategic tears. They argue she cries when convenient and explodes when cornered. Others insist she's a mother torn apart, terrified of losing the one child she's allowed to bring, already grieving the distance from her sons, and unraveling on television under the weight of impossible choices. And through all this, screenshots, memes, and theories flood social media. One extended thread says maybe Jasmine only turned to Matt, yes, the infamous Matt, because she felt abandoned by Gino, desperate, isolated, and trying to create stability so her boys could eventually follow. Others believe she originally planned for the boys to join her quickly, but when the process stalled, she was too entrenched in the U.S. system to go back without blowing up her entire life. And then comes the biggest fan question, the one nobody on air wanted to ask. If she's so terrified of being deported, why doesn't she just move back to Panama with Matilda and reunite with her sons? It's the question that splintered the fandom into chaos. Some believe TV contracts stop her. Some point to custody laws. Some think Matt is financially supporting her. Some say she believes America is the only safe future. Some think she doesn't want to lose her marriage again. And the wildest part? Nobody actually knows. Not the cast, not Sean, not even the commenters. The only people who know the truth are Jasmine, the boys' fathers, and immigration officials behind closed doors. But one thing is undeniable. That single sentence, "I will lose my daughter," became one of the most explosive lines of the season, not because of what she said, but because of everything she didn't say. And just when you think this drama hits its peak, oh, trust me, we're only warming up. Wait till you see Tigerlily demanding TLC fire Loren and Alexei, and the internet absolutely dragging her for it. Let's set the stage. Tigerlily, a newcomer still trying to solidify her place in the franchise, hops online and uploads a rant that instantly sends the fandom into chaos. The tone of her post isn't subtle, diplomatic, or even mildly annoyed. It's scorched earth. She claims Loren and Alexei receive special treatment, calls out their political beliefs, and insists TLC should remove them from the franchise. The moment the post goes live, Facebook detonates. Fans don't tiptoe, they stampede into the comments. The top reactions flood in. Who does Tigerlily think she is? She's been here 5 minutes and thinks she runs the network. This is pure jealousy. One commenter even writes, "This woman woke up and said, 'Let me ruin my entire reality TV future today.'" And the drag fest gets worse. Viewers quickly bring up the most humiliating detail. Tigerlily and Adnan weren't even invited to the tell-all. Meanwhile, Loren and Alexei? They're TLC royalty. Multiple seasons, spin-offs, huge audience retention. They're basically part of the franchise's backbone. Fans don't just defend Loren and Alexei, they clown Tigerlily. Some mock her confidence. She's acting like she's the CEO of TLC. Others go for the comedy. She must be high on lemongrass. Does she think this is Fire Your Coworkers Week? Then the deeper criticism rolls in. Viewers point out that Tigerlily and Adnan's storyline fizzled mid-season. They were edited out of promos, cropped out of teasers, muted in group interactions. Many fans believe the show was already quietly distancing itself from them long before this rant. One viral comment says, Tigerlily didn't get fired because of Loren and Alexei. She got fired because she wouldn't stop talking. And then fans drag Adnan into it too. The voice, the opinions, the extremism, the rants. One person wrote, "Why does her husband talk more than she does?" Another compared him to a sitcom character. He sounds like Latka from Taxi. But then things shift. Screenshots start circulating of Tigerlily blaming TLC directly. She claims the network rejected her presence at the tell-all because she showed up with truth. She accuses fellow cast members of being rebranded IOF leftovers, implying her criticism of their political support for Israel was the real reason she was excluded. Fans immediately push back, hard. Many say this isn't truth, it's Meltdown. Others think she's playing victim after self-sabotaging her own arc. A few defenders believe she stood up for her beliefs and paid the price. But the loudest segment of the fandom agrees on one thing. Tigerlily didn't get cut because of politics. She got cut because she made herself impossible to keep. Her controversial comments about religion, culture, and the war, fans bring those up repeatedly, arguing TLC quietly removed her long before the tell-all for crossing lines the network didn't want to touch. And the question now buzzing online, did Tigerlily just end her own TLC career in one weekend? Because Loren and Alexei aren't losing their jobs. Their fan base is massive, loyal, and louder than ever. Meanwhile, Tigerlily's name is trending, but not in a good way. Fans aren't debating whether Loren and Alexei should be fired. They're debating whether Tigerlily torched her entire franchise future by attacking them in the first place. Don't touch that dial because the chaos is only getting messier from here. And wait till you see what Darcey did at the tell-all that had the internet screaming, zooming in, and turning her posture into a full-blown meme. Let's set the scene. The tell-all stage glows pink, the chairs sparkle, and Darcey Silva enters like she's headlining her own Las Vegas residency. Platinum blonde hair? Perfect. Glitter dress? Vacuum sealed. Pose? Oh, honey, that's where the trouble starts. The moment she sits down, viewers everywhere freeze their screens and squint. Because Darcey isn't just sitting, she's leaning back dramatically, chin pushed forward, shoulders tight, chest lifted like it's trying to escape her dress, and arms pressed inward like a human push-up bra. It takes the internet exactly 5 seconds to combust. Where's her neck? Those things are about to pop. She's sitting like that dress has a personal vendetta. One viewer even wrote, "She's counterbalancing those boulders. If she leans forward, she's going down face first." And it doesn't stop there. Zoomed in screenshots begin circulating. People post side-by-side comparisons. Jessica Rabbit, Fiona from Shrek, a flotation device, a single enormous uniboob. Someone even commented, "That shirt has PTSD." Meanwhile, Georgie sits next to her like a man reevaluating every decision that led him here. His face is blank, his soul somewhere hovering near the ceiling, watching from above. But here's the thing. This wasn't just about posture. This was classic Darcey theater. Fans claim she sat that way to command attention, to control the frame, to make sure the camera didn't dare cut away. And whether intentional or wardrobe-induced, it worked. Because the memes, nonstop. The TikToks, viral. The Reddit threads, unhinged. One corner of the fandom insists the dress was too tight to allow normal breathing. Comments like, she's leaning back because that corset isn't playing around. She can't sit straight or she'll lose oxygen. It's giving glittered straitjacket. But another camp is convinced it's performance art, peak Darcey marketing. Darcey wants to be noticed, and noticed she was. People who normally criticize her suddenly admit they couldn't look away. Even fans who roll their eyes at her dramatics were glued to the screen waiting to see if the dress would shift, snap, slide, collapse, or become its own cast member. And just when you think the internet's done, oh no, the jokes escalate. My TV remote shook from the tension in that dress. She's one sneeze away from going viral on the wrong websites. That dress is fighting for its life. Yet through all the chaos, one truth appears. Darcey knows how to dominate a tell-all. For years, she served drama, tears, glam, chaos, and questionable couture. But this moment, this might be her new legacy. Fans weren't talking about her storyline. They weren't talking about Georgie. They weren't talking about her relationships, business, or even her sisters. They were talking about her lean, her outfit, her silhouette, her ability to turn posture into a cultural event. For better or worse, Darcey showed up to be unforgettable. And tonight, she proved something. Sometimes you don't need a plot twist. You just need a dress 1 inch too tight and a camera pointed in your direction. Some fans think it was intentional attention grabbing. Others believe she physically couldn't sit up in that dress. But every viewer agrees on one thing. Darcey stole the entire tell-all without saying a word.
Stick around because the drama is only getting darker from here. We're heading straight into the Loren versus Elizabeth friendship implosion. And trust me, the leaked messages and accusations are wild. Let's rewind to the moment everything snapped. At the tell-all, emotions were already high, tension thick, and the cast barely holding it together. Then Loren drops the word that detonates everything: gaslighting. The second she says Elizabeth gaslit her, the entire room shifts. Cameras zoom, producers perk up, and Elizabeth, she freezes, mouth tight, eyes locked, like she's trying to calculate her next move. The backstory spills out quickly. Loren confided in Elizabeth. Not small talk, deep stuff. We're talking insecurities, vulnerabilities, personal frustrations, even private comments about Alexei. In Loren's mind, this was best friend territory, safe zone conversation. But then she discovers that those private messages somehow traveled from Elizabeth to Andrei and then through the cast like wildfire. One viewer joke reads, "Libby passed those texts around like complimentary appetizers." When Loren learned her private thoughts were not only shared with another spouse, but discussed, dissected, and retold, she snapped. And honestly, the look on her face said everything. Shock, betrayal, humiliation. Then the fandom gets hit with twist number 2. Yara enters the chat. According to circulating screenshots and recap accounts, Yara tells Loren that Elizabeth had been mocking her behind her back, criticizing her looks, her outfits, even the way she talks. But when confronted, Yara flips the script and says Elizabeth twisted her words too. So now we have 3 women, 1 rumor, 2 versions of the truth, and Andrei looming like a Moldovan storm cloud over every conversation. And Andrei? He's furious. He's pacing, interrupting, defending, attacking, basically behaving exactly how fans expect Andrei to behave. One fan wrote, "Libby and Andrei are now one single, chaotic organism." Meanwhile, Elizabeth tries to justify the text sharing by saying she and Andrei tell each other everything, which fans immediately interpret as, we share private messages and then weaponize them on national TV. The fandom splits violently into camps. Camp 1, Team Loren. Friends don't leak vulnerable messages. Libby violated girl code. Andrei reads her texts? Red flag. Loren trusted her and got burned. Camp 2, Team Elizabeth. If Loren didn't say it, it wouldn't have blown up. She's only mad because Alexei found out. Loren's playing victim to dodge accountability. Comment sections become battlegrounds. Reddit threads turn into multi-layered dissertations. Facebook moms are writing paragraphs in all caps. Everyone has a theory and nobody agrees. To make things worse, the aftermath is ugly. Loren and Elizabeth unfollowed each other, deleted photos, removed tags, and even reportedly sold off old friendship gifts. This isn't a break. This isn't, we just need space. This is scorched earth, salt the ground, never recover energy. And fans are now asking the question nobody wants to say out loud. Were they ever real friends? Or just a storyline match made by production? Because between the secrets, the spouses, the twisting, the rumors, and the absolute emotional exhaustion radiating from Loren's face, it feels like this friendship ended long before the cameras caught up. Keep it locked because the drama doesn't calm down from here. It escalates. And wait till you see Andrei's let's go outside and fight meltdown that turned the internet into a meme factory. Let's get right into it. During what was supposed to be a tense but manageable confrontation, Andrei suddenly launches into his now infamous challenge. Hey, let's go outside and fight. The room freezes. Cameras whip toward him. Cast members exchange looks like, oh God, here we go again. And Elizabeth, she doesn't scream. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't even blink. She sits there with a drained, blank expression like she's lived this exact moment 400 times already. But according to fan recaps and behind-the-scenes whispers, this wasn't just a single outburst. It was a marathon. Reports say Andrei tried to challenge 2 different men over the course of 12 hours. That's not rage. That's a full-day event. And fans, they went absolutely feral. Memes instantly poured in calling Andrei a caveman, Moldova's most enthusiastic fight promoter, all bark and no bite, a 5-year-old trapped in a grown man's body. The internet even joked that if Andrei had a TLC spinoff, it would just be called Let's Go Outside. But here's where things get messy. Fans start digging up his past. The missing $75,000 brought up again. The mysterious police job in Moldova questioned. The rumored Ireland fiasco discussed like it happened yesterday. One top comment reads, he lost $75,000 and told a friend instead of family. Winner! Another asks, why doesn't Libby ever ask him where that money went? The crowd also splits over who actually started the chaos. Camp Jovi started it. These viewers insist Jovi pushed Andrei's buttons all night. Camp There Was a Bottle. This group claims someone threw a bottle first, making Andrei's outburst a defensive response. Camp Andrei is the problem. Pretty much everyone else. And just when you think fans are done dragging him, here comes the debate about Elizabeth. Because while Andrei is screaming, pacing, threatening fights, and shadowboxing the air, Elizabeth sits there stone-faced, like a woman who has transcended emotion. Viewers immediately notice. Fans start asking, why does she look exhausted? Does she even like him? One viral comment reads, she looks tired, like emotionally, spiritually, and physically tired. Another viewer adds, he acts like a caveman, but Elizabeth loves it. Some fans compare her to Chuck, others call her a grumpy thumb, while others swear she's just given up fighting the chaos and surrendered to the universe. But then comes the twist. The fans who defend Andrei. One woman wrote, If my husband wants to fight someone, then we are fighting them together. Another said, Andrei is always defending his family. I take that over a weak man any day. So now the fandom is split straight down the middle. Half think Elizabeth is a ride or die queen. Half think she's trapped in a cage match she didn't sign up for. And as if that's not enough, the entire Pothouse Moldova universe gets dragged into the mud. Andrei being kicked out of Ireland, alleged real estate failures. It is messy. It is chaotic. It is everything 90 Day Fiancé viewers live for. But the biggest question hanging in the air now is, why does Elizabeth tolerate or maybe even enjoy Andrei's chaos? Is it loyalty, survival instinct, emotional fatigue, attraction to alpha vibes? Or is this simply who they've always been and the rest of us are just catching up? Because one thing the fandom agrees on, no matter how many fight challenges Andrei throws out, Elizabeth stays right there, unbothered, unshaken, queen of the drama storm. And just when you think we've reached peak chaos, trust me, the plot is only thickening. Wait until you hear Tigerlily's explanation for why she and Adnan were mysteriously banned from the tell-all. The shade is unreal. Here's how it all went down. For weeks, viewers were asking the same question. Where are Tigerlily and Adnan? Their storyline disappeared, their faces were cropped out of teasers, and when Tell-All Night arrived, they were nowhere. No guest chairs, no cutaways, not even a pity mention from Sean Robinson. Then, Tigerlily finally breaks her silence, and the internet erupts. She posts a message claiming she did show up with truth, but the other cast members only showed up with IOF leftovers, washed, rebranded, and repackaged for TV. Fans instantly noticed the indirect shade, the IOF reference, a not-so-subtle jab at Loren and Israel, who openly expressed support for Israel amid the ongoing war. Tigerlily implies that because she didn't share their political views, she didn't want to sit next to them, and TLC didn't want her causing trouble on camera. And remember, Tigerlily and Adnan were already under fire for their own controversial comments involving religion, Palestine, and even Hitler. Many viewers had been calling for their removal long before the tell-all. Her post doesn't clarify. It escalates. She suggests she refused to sit alongside people who support violence, hinting that her values didn't align with the cast, and that's why she didn't appear. But fans scroll deeper and find contradictions. In another comment, she hints she was invited, but didn't want to be edited into fake narratives. So, which is it? Was she banned? Did she boycott? Was she quietly fired long before the reunion? Fans argue all three. Some believe TLC removed them after their religious remarks. Others say Tigerlily imploded her own storyline by fighting with everyone online. And a surprising group genuinely thinks the network wanted to avoid a political disaster on a show built on romance, masks, and green card chaos. And here's the twist. Tigerlily promises she'll be back on TV, but not on TLC. She says a new show is coming. The fandom's reaction? Half eye roll, half fascination. Because if there's one thing Tigerlily knows how to do, it's stir the pot, kick it over, and accuse everyone else of the mess. Don't touch that dial. The drama's shifting from disappearances to full-blown accusations. And wait till you hear why Khloe is suddenly convinced Jorni cheated, mystery jewelry and all. In the clip 90 Day Fiancé dropped on Instagram, Khloe walks into the bathroom mid-conversation and suddenly freezes. Sitting right there on the sink is a pair of earrings. Glittery, delicate, and absolutely not hers. Khloe instantly spins around and storms out with tears already welling up. In her confessional, she says, voice shaking, "I feel like I'm in a relationship with a completely different person." And honestly,
this isn't coming out of nowhere. Fans remember she literally hired a detective friend to keep tabs on Jorni because she already felt something was off. The man is charming, friendly, and, according to her friend, far too approachable for someone in an exclusive relationship. Then comes the kicker. Jorni reminds viewers that Jorni once took another woman to Florida for her birthday, and he never told Khloe until she dug it out of him. So when she sees those earrings on the sink, she doesn't need details. She already knows the pattern. Jorni comes running out behind her, calling her name, trying to defend himself. But when Khloe snaps, "Those are not my earrings," he freezes. He has no explanation, no words, no defense, nothing. Fans immediately go hunting through the footage, pausing, analyzing, comparing, trying to figure out whose earrings those could be. Theories explode. Woman on the ship? Did he have company while she wasn't around? Is he playing dumb? Or did someone else set this up for drama? Some chaotic viewers even suggest the earrings belong to the production team. But the majority agree this looks bad. Really bad. And Khloe's body language says everything. She's shaking, crying, walking straight to the car. She's not confused. She's devastated. This is the kind of reality TV moment that hits like a punch because it's not loud, dramatic cheating. It's the quiet kind, the kind that leaves you questioning everything.